Hey everybody, today I'm going to give you 4 reasons quitting alcohol is and I'm going to give you ways to fix them. And stick around for number 4. It's the not so obvious one that makes quitting very hard, but it's probably one of the easiest to fix. Stay tuned. Number 1 is you use alcohol as a coping mechanism. I did it for years without even realizing. Didn't like my job. I had to send my daughter back to with her mother on Sunday nights. And what I would do is Sunday nights after my daughter left, I would just get drunk. And the next day I felt like crap. And I was drinking, coping. I wouldn't drink much when I was with my daughter, but after she was gone, all bets were off. And I would drink way too much. And then I ended up feeling like crap for about 3 days. And this cycle just kept happening and happening. And once I recognized that, then I could figure out how to fix it. Um, one way of fixing coping, using alcohol for coping, is to see a counselor. You can do that if that works for you. Sometimes going to an AA meeting or reaching out to family and friends, tell them that you're struggling, and just be honest. And you'd be surprised at how much they really care and they want to help you. Another thing to help you with coping is just to recognize what you're doing. When you recognize that you're actually doing this to cope with life, then it's a lot easier to get out of that rut. So that's number 1. Number 2, it's addictive. It's a drug. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a drug. And once you start consuming it, then your body wants more. Your body wants more to replace, feelings. It helps you feel good for a little while. And then, you drop, and then your body continually wants more because it keeps wanting you to try to pick you up, and getting you to consume that alcohol. And it's a vicious cycle. Um, but it's addictive in a way too. It's society where we're almost brought up. We're taught right from a young age that alcohol is something that you just do, and it makes it that much more addictive because it's not just the consuming it, part of it. It's the mental aspect of it too, right? Your brain thinks that you've been so trained to think that this is what you should be doing and it's normal. And you go out and you have a drink, and you go camping, you have a drink, you sit at home on a whatever night, you have a drink, you meet up with friends, you have a drink. It's just constant. Drink, 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 drink. And if you don't have a drink, it's you're almost looked at like you're an oddball. So that's just so that's part of the addictive part of it. And of course there's consuming, and then there's the mental part. It's just your mind thinks that this is something that you need to have. So that was number 2. Number 3, social pressure. That makes it hard to quit. Touched on it in reason number 2, but you're brought up this way, and everywhere you go you're being pressured to drink. Even business meetings are structured around having drinks. You go out for drinks, go out for supper, go out for drinks, and then you do business this way. And if you don't, it almost, some people probably, they look at it like it's an insult that you won't have a drink with them, and that's how they judge you. This person wouldn't drink with me, so I'm not doing business with them. And that's ridiculous, but that's the reality of the world we live in. I've have videos on this channel where I've talked about how I've lost most of my friends, all of my friends, pretty much. And the one reason is because I stopped drinking, and then I withdrew a bit, and I didn't go out and do the drinking things that we used to do. And slowly but surely, over 2 to 3 years, friends are gone. So, um, you know, one thing you can do with social pressure is you need to learn. If you look back, my last video or last couple of videos, I give you a few ways to say no when people are offering you drinks, when you're out in situations where it's probably normal to have a drink, at a party or wherever. Um, One thing, it takes time when dealing with social pressure, because a lot of it is mindset and just learning how to not pussyfoot around the issue and just come out and be direct and tell people that you're just not interested. So it takes time, but it's something that, if you realize you're being pressured, then you can look at each situation and uh, come up with ways that you can better deal with those situations the next time that they come around. So that one is not something you can just flip a switch. It takes time because you've been brought up to, uh, think this is normal behavior, your whole life. So now you're flipping it. Now you're going against the grain. So, um, you know, good luck with that. That was number 3. Number 4 is you've created a routine. You've created habits now. I talked earlier about my Sunday nights, how every Sunday night I use it as a coping mechanism. I drink alcohol, but the other thing I was doing was I was creating a routine and a habit. And you have to break out of those. And, doing things like going for drinks on Friday night after work, or, after school with your college buddies or whatever. These are all habits and routine, right? So we have to find ways to get out of that, and that's another tough one. But it's not impossible. Uh, you know, Once you start changing things up and you find different things to do, I went a little extreme. I just kind of withdrew from everything completely. I didn't really look to replace anything with anything at first. I just found that if I withdrew everything that I was doing, and which happened over COVID, the pandemic, so it was a little bit easier to stay away from everyone. But um, it was just that was easier because I could break those habits and those routines. The one problem I had was I would sit and drink whiskey at night at home, watching TV and movies and stuff in my living room, right? So I had to try and break that habit routine somehow, and I have a family that we all enjoy doing that, right? We love watching movies at home. So, but I started doing different things. I started working out at night. I created a website. You know, I did different things. I did some woodworking. Let me show you something. I do this kind of stuff. This is a Batman shelf that I just made, and it'll hang up somewhere. And then some kid will put their little characters here on the Batman shelf. Um, so I do things like that and make a few extra dollars and keep my mind off of alcohol as much as possible. So if I wasn't, uploading videos to this channel trying to help you and everyone else, um, I wouldn't think of alcohol hardly ever, unless I seen something on TV or whatever now. So, and this is just after 2 to 3 years of trying. I'm just over 2 years sober now, and yeah, well, actually more than 3 years, 2 to 3 years of trying. It's been probably 5 years of trying, and then finally, just this past March was 2 years. I hit 2 years sobriety. So, anyways, those are the 4 reasons that I can think of. The main ones that affected me, made it hard for me to quit, and I hope that my few suggestions on how you can overcome them will help. Till next time, take care. Bye.